Have you ever looked at your trading chart and it just looks like a complete mess? More like a bowl of spaghetti than a financial chart. Well, if that's you, then you're in the right place. We're about to cut through all that noise and figure out why so many of us fall into this trap of making things way too complicated.
I want you to just read that and let it sink in for a second. Trading isn't the hard part. It's the way we've been taught to approach it. That's what makes it feel impossible. And that's the big idea we're going to tackle today.
I mean, does this feel familiar? You've got indicators on top of indicators, you're tracking 10 different signals. It's overwhelming, right? But listen, that feeling isn't some personal failure. It's a symptom of a much bigger problem. You're basically drowning in information, and it's making it impossible to make a clear decision. So how do we even get here?
Well, it all starts with something I like to call the complexity trap. It's this cycle that feels super productive, but trust me, it's actually just digging you into a deeper and deeper hole.
So here's the vicious cycle in action. First, you take a loss. It happens, right? It's part of the game. But instead of looking at your process, you think, I must be missing something. So you add a new indicator. Then you watch another YouTube guru who tells you about a can't-miss strategy, and before you know it, you're mixing all these conflicting ideas that were never meant to go together. And the result? Just total confusion, paralysis. You've got so many signals screaming at you that you just freeze up.
So what is going on in our brains that drives this kind of self-sabotage? Well, it really boils down to this fundamental conflict. Do you want to be right, or do you want to be rich? And you might be surprised which one most people choose.
Okay, this is pretty shocking. A poll by Wizard Trader found that a massive 70% of traders care more about being right than they do about actually making money. This one stat tells you almost everything you need to know about why most traders fail. Their ego is at the wheel, not their wallet.
And you can see the two paths right here. The be right mindset is all ego. You're looking for endless confirmation, you're grabbing these tiny little profits just to get that feel-good hit, but then one big loss comes along and wipes out everything. The make money mindset, on the other hand, is all about the process. It's okay with small planned losses. That's just the cost of doing business, because the focus is on locking in those large, calculated wins. So here's the bottom line. Chasing certainty by stacking up a million confirmations is a losing game. Why? Because by the time all your indicators finally agree, the move is already over. You're getting in late, your risk is huge, and your potential profit is tiny. The goal is not confirmation, it is clarity. Okay, so if complexity is the disease, what's the cure? It's all about stripping everything back to basics and focusing on the simple path, the stuff that actually works.
Look, profitable trading isn't about knowing 100 different strategies. It's about mastering one. You just need one clear bias for the day. Are we going up or down? One entry model that you know like the back of your hand. One risk rule that you never ever break. And one execution routine that you follow with boring consistency. That's it. That's the whole game.
You really don't need a dozen indicators plastered all over your chart. The chart itself is telling you a story. As trader Chloe Trades points out, price moves in a pretty clear structure. It trends, it pulls back, it ranges, it breaks levels. All the information you actually need is already there in the price. Your job isn't to cover it up, it's to learn how to read it. For example, the Trader Trades by SI uses this really simple model called ICC. Indication, the market shows you a clear move, a break of structure. Correction, it pulls back a bit, shaking out the weak hands and grabbing liquidity. And then, continuation, it resumes its original direction. See, it's not magic. It's just a simple, repeatable pattern that you can find on any chart in any market. That's what clarity looks like. Now you're probably thinking, okay, if it's so simple, why doesn't everyone just do it and get rich? And that's where we get into the inner game of trading. All the psychological stuff that makes something so simple feel so incredibly hard.
Here's the raw truth. A simple, rule-based system is boring. It really is. There's no adrenaline rush, there's no secret indicator combo. It's just repetitive, methodical work. It doesn't give you that constant dopamine hit that our brains crave from the markets. But you have to understand this. Consistently profitable trading is boring. The excitement you're chasing is the enemy of your discipline.
And this quote from the legendary George Soros just says it all. This idea completely shifts your focus away from your win rate, your ego's need to be right, and puts it squarely on your risk-to-reward ratio. Your profit isn't about how often you win, it's about how big your wins are compared to your losses.
This chart just illustrates it perfectly. Look at the trader on the left. 70% win rate. Their ego feels amazing. But those 7 small wins get completely wiped out by just 3 big, uncontrolled losses. Now look at the right. This trader is wrong most of the time, taking small, planned losses. But their 3 big wins more than make up for it, and they walk away with a nice profit. This is the math of professional trading.
1.5 lakhs. That's about $1,800 US. And this isn't just some hypothetical number. It's the real amount a student lost in a single trade.
Wizard Trader told his story about a student from Canada who knew all the rules, had a solid plan, but he let one trade get away from him. He broke his risk rule, he hoped it would turn around, and it didn't. This is what happens. A single breakdown in discipline, a single ego-driven decision, can destroy weeks or even months of hard work. So let's bring this all home. It's time for some hard truths, and to really define what your new reality as a trader needs to look like.
I want you to take this as a personal challenge. Pull up your charts right now. Seriously, go look at them. If they are covered in lines and indicators and zones, that's a direct reflection of a complicated, messy thought process. A clear chart comes from a clear mind.
So let's redefine what easy trading really means. It does not mean you'll never lose. It doesn't mean it's zero effort. What it does mean is that your decisions are clear, not confusing. It means you have a structured process, not a random one. And most importantly, it means you operate with low emotional chaos.
If you only remember one thing from this whole explainer, please let it be this. The solution to your trading problems probably isn't learning one more thing. It's about unlearning. It's about removing things. You need fewer variables, not more.
Just stop. Stop trying to predict every tiny little move. Stop looking for that magical indicator that's never wrong. Stop trying to outsmart the market. All you have to do is accept the uncertainty, manage your risk, and execute a simple plan over and over again. And that leads me to my final question for you. I'm not asking what you can add. I'm asking what you can take away. What is the one indicator, the one conflicting rule, the one distraction that you can remove from your trading right now to get one step closer to clarity?